I spent months messing around with AI video generators, trying to find tools that actually save time instead of creating headaches. Honestly, I wish I had found some of these sooner because they would have saved me hundreds of hours. The wild part is there are dozens of options, but most of them fall into 3 buckets. Too expensive, too fiddly, or lacking the necessary social polish. After blowing through credits, I want to walk you through the ones that are actually worth your attention. We'll cover what they do well, where they suck, and how I use them with a tool that turns long videos into ready-to-post short clips. Spoiler alert, that crucial tool is called Vizard, and it's kind of a game changer for creators. Let's dive right in. First up is Runway, which has been a favorite in the creator community for a while now. It's versatile and fairly user-friendly, allowing you to do a ton more than just generate a single clip. I tested it with a prompt for an aerial view of a futuristic city at sunset, with slow panning flying cars across the skyline. The generation was fast, around 30 seconds, and the initial result was genuinely decent. The buildings looked solid, the camera movement was smooth, and the sunset colors were gorgeous, with a beautiful warm to cool gradient. However, the flying cars looked a bit fuzzy, and the overall resolution felt somewhat soft. Runway's big wins are definitely speed and flexibility, letting you in-paint, lip-sync, and mix media all in one place. The downside is definitely quality inconsistency, where character physics are hit or miss, and complex motion often ends up looking robotic. If you are building polished short-form clips from long footage, you will likely still spend time refining Runway's output. Next up is Sora from OpenAI, which is the one that completely blew me away if ultra-realism is your main goal. I ran a simple forest walking test. A young hiker moving through sunbeams over fallen logs and ferns. The result looked like something professionally shot on a high-end camera, with insane attention to lighting and physics. It generates up to 20 seconds in 1080p, and the overall feeling was absolutely photoreal. The storyboarding feature is awesome for cinematic shots because it lets you keyframe your scene precisely. But here is the major catch. Content moderation is strict and sometimes annoyingly overzealous. A few perfectly innocent prompts got rejected, and occasionally the system would subtly change the scene in ways that wasted valuable generation credits. So you get near professional realism, but you might fight with moderation if your creative idea is even slightly edgy. Next, Minimax, also known as Hilo, is a Chinese-based generator that tends to pump a lot of motion into scenes, making them feel very lively. I tested it with a busy restaurant kitchen scene, showing a chef flipping a pan with flames shooting up high. The tool generated a ton of energy, with animated chefs, dynamic flames, and a very active background environment. It looks cool if your goal is a hyper-animated, stylized look for your content. You can even generate 3 clips at once, which is a genuine productivity boost for batch work. The trade-offs here are realism and polish, as the humans can look a little off, and resolution tends to be lower. Minimax is great for energetic, stylized content, but it's not your best bet if you strictly need photoreal and cohesive footage. Luma Dream Machine was one of the early Generation 3 models, and its API and user interface are both incredibly fast. I tested a simple scene featuring a cat playing with a ball of yarn on a wooden floor with sunlight streaming in. The output had this beautiful, dreamy, slow-motion vibe, but the movement felt kind of surreal. Luma's strengths are simplicity and speed, allowing you to get a nice-looking clip in mere seconds. Features like framing the first and last frame are handy for specific animation needs. However, realism lags behind newer models, often resulting in lower resolution and odd proportions or motion quirks. If you need footage that looks natural and grounded, Luma is not currently the top pick. Then there is Cing, another powerful Chinese model that brings a significant number of features to the table. What sets Cing apart is the face training and the elements feature, letting you maintain consistent appearances across scenes. I tested a detective scene, zooming in on a focused face examining evidence, and the camera movement was cinematic and natural. The elements feature impressed me when I had 2 distinct women walk together in a jungle, and their looks remained consistent. Cing also offers strong negative prompting options, which is huge for avoiding those typical AI artifacts. The main downsides are that it is more technical, has a steeper learning curve, and adding a third consistent character can sometimes introduce confusion. Generation consistency can also vary, sometimes nailing the prompt perfectly and other times missing it entirely. So, that's a quick tour of some of the best generators currently available. Runway offers versatility, Sora delivers photorealism, Minimax brings high energy motion, Luma provides fast, dreamy renders, and Cing handles multi-character consistency. But here is the practical creator angle. These tools don't solve the real grind of turning long-form content into viral short-form posts. That's where Vizard comes in, and it's why I've started relying on it more and more for my workflow. Making short clips from long videos is incredibly tedious if you do it manually. You either scrub through hours of footage to find the juicy moments, or you pay an editor to slog through it all. With Vizard, the AI automatically detects highlight-worthy segments and creates ready-to-post clips for you. The auto-editing viral clips feature finds moments likely to get engagement and turns them into short edits, without you touching the raw footage. This isn't flashy AI magic for special effects, it's practical everyday content work that saves you real hours. Another feature I love is the auto schedule, where you set your posting cadence and Vizard cues and publishes clips automatically. You never have to be glued to the scheduler or remember to post after a long shoot. The content calendar view is your central hub to schedule, manage, tweak, and publish across all platforms in one place. For creators juggling YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, that central workflow is an absolute lifesaver. Here's the subtle part. I integrate Vizard with the other generators I just reviewed. For instance, I'll generate a cinematic Sora clip as a hook, then use Vizard to auto-extract the top moments from the long recording to follow it up. If Runway gives me a cool effect, Vizard's auto-editing will trim it down, add subtitles, and crop it for different platforms without my manual effort. It's not an either-or situation. The ecosystem works best when Vizard handles distribution, while the generators supply bespoke visuals. Now, to be perfectly clear, Vizard is not flawless either. Nothing truly is. Sometimes you will want manual fine-tuning for a specific tone, or to preserve that exact beat in a punchline. But compared to manually clipping hours of footage or paying editors for repetitive work, Vizard saves serious time and money. Compared to tools that charge per render or per second, Vizard's workflow automation feels much more creator-friendly and scalable. If you are a creator tired of the constant hustle turning long videos into consistent shorts, try pairing these generators with Vizard. Use Sora for cinematic bits, Minimax for action loads, Runway for quick edits, and let Vizard handle turning your raw recordings into a steady stream of viral-ready clips. You will save hours, avoid the repetitive grind, and finally focus on making the ideas instead of constantly chopping them up. I've left links in the description for all the tools I mentioned, including Vizard, so you can test them out for yourself. A few of these platforms offer free credits or trials, which I highly recommend trying before you commit to any platform. Trust me, once you automate the clip finding and scheduling side of things, the amount of content you push out consistently goes way up. And that consistent output is exactly where true channel growth actually happens. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.